From 2013 and onward, Paul George quickly became a fan favorite due to his handle, nasty displays of athleticism, and his overall stellar play on the court. So much so that he even got an NBA 2K cover whose loading screen took centuries to load and had you in your feelings.
Doesn't make sense now. Shit just got real, things are getting intense now.
Moreover, all this fanfare was warranted, as he was the star of a team that took the Big Three Heat to 7 games and pushed them to 6 games the following year. And in 2016, despite his team being the 7th seed and heavily out-talented, he put up 27, 8, and 4 to take the 2nd-seeded Raptors to 7 games. But it's evident that 2017 would be a huge turning point in PG's career. After another first-round exit, PG wanted out of Indiana and informed the franchise that he had no plans of re-signing with them in 2018. He would have liked to end up in LA. Well, no. To the surprise of everyone, PG would be joining forces with reigning MVP Russell Westbrook in a package for Victor Oladipo and Domantas Sabonis. And while OKC wasn't LA by any means, people were optimistic about what this pairing would bring. Just how I'm optimistic about this video doing well. So, to ensure that happens, be sure to leave a like on the video, as each like only takes a second of your time but makes a massive difference to the channel. If you end up enjoying the video, then feel free to subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, here's why people were optimistic about this Thunder team. Paul George was obviously one of the best two-way players in the league. Westbrook just came off an MVP season, and Westbrook had seen past success when linked up with an all-star wing. Not only that, the Thunder still had Steven Adams and also acquired Carmelo Anthony, who up to that point never averaged less than 20 points per game in any season in his career. However, the labeled OK3 were quite literally an OK3, and matters were only made worse due to damning comments made by Paul George himself.
Is that something that you were going to take on, guarding Donovan for the Georgia position?
Yeah, I'm used to it. I'm used to this. Y'all ain't met playoff P yet, huh? I'm used to these matchups.
When asked about guarding Donovan Mitchell in the upcoming Jazz series, Paul George let the world know of playoff P, a fun guy to watch who puts himself in the different zone. But, unfortunately for PG, we'd have to wait until 2021 to see him.
I'm going ghost!
In that infamous Jazz series, PG was outplayed by a rookie Donovan Mitchell and put up just 5 points in an elimination game. A game that could have been quite literally his final game with the team due to his impending free agency. That summer, PG would make a documentary detailing the process as to how he would be making his free agency decision. And from listening to it, many felt that PG to LA was a far-gone conclusion. I mean, he quite literally expressed his desire to represent his city and even said that he always envisioned himself in a Laker jersey.
In a way, it's like, I want to come here, I want to play for the home team and put a Laker jersey on. That's always going to be something that I want to fulfill, but at the same time, it's like, what's the best move, though? I know who I am as a player. I just want to help a team win.
Right.
And I feel comfortable doing so that with Russ.
D-Wade's face quite says it all. As legend would have it, Russ threw a huge house party and in turn helped convince PG to stay with the Thunder. And come regular season, PG would actually have the best regular season of his career. He would actually average a career-high 28 points per game and finish 3rd place for MVP. However, a lackluster playoff performance would ensue. If we're just being honest, Paul George was actually solid in this series, but his poor efficiency, his high turnover rate, and losing in the first round yet again was a massive disappointment. Sure, OKC were the 6th seed and the Blazers were the 3rd seed. However, this wasn't a typical 3-6 matchup, and many believe that OKC were still probably favorites in this series. And lastly, it doesn't help that Paul George made further headlines by declaring Dame's series game-winning shot as a bad shot. Moreover, fast forward to the summer of 2019, and some of the weirdest sequences of events in NBA history would happen in the blink of an eye. After holding the NBA world hostage over his free agency decision, Kawhi and Paul George of all people were just magically on the Clippers at 1 a.m. That was it. There was absolutely no way the Clippers weren't winning a title. A team that just made the playoffs and took the KD Warriors to 6 games just added 2 of the best wings in the entire league. They still had 2 of the best 6-man in the league, and also, they were deep and had a championship-winning coach. Everyone picked the Clippers to win the title, and everything was looking according to plan until the playoffs rolled around. Playoff P was in full force, but for all of the wrong reasons, averaging just 19 points on 36% from the field and 28% from 3 in a grueling 6-game series against the Dallas Mavericks. Moreover, y'all know what happens next. In one of the most shocking moments in playoff history, the Clippers blew a 3-1 lead to Denver Nuggets, even though a Battle of LA Conference Finals was all but confirmed. Doc was fired, PG and Kawhi could have both been free agents in 2021, and a cloud of mystery consequently flew over the Clippers organization. But fortunately, 2021 would be a positive turning point for PG-13. PG would sign an extension with the Clippers and put the league on notice even before the season began. In what was a self-proclaimed revenge tour, PG actually walked the talk, having a great regular season and a monstrous playoff campaign. Despite losing Kawhi in Game 4 against the #1 seeded Utah Jazz, PG averaged 33 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists through Games 5 and 6, helping the Clippers break the curse and make their first conference finals in franchise history. The Clippers would lose to the Suns once they got there, but that didn't mean that Paul George had a pedestrian series, averaging 29 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists a night against a great Suns team. In the grand scheme of things, the Clippers' fairy tale run during the 2021 postseason should have been something to celebrate, as years prior, it was an annual tradition for people to make fun of the team's playoff misfortunes. But the reality of the situation was that Kawhi would miss most, if not all, of the 2022 season, and the Clippers would have to find a way to cope without one of the best players in the entire league. And so far, they quite have. Despite not having anything close to an all-star caliber teammate, PG has helped the Clippers to an 8-5 record, with the team even having won 7 in a row before falling to the Chicago Bulls last night. PG has really taken up the mantle as a floor raiser for this team, and is further proving to be one of the most impactful players in the entire league. Consequently, he rightfully deserves to be in the conversation for MVP, but he really isn't getting that respect. Sure, Steph, Jokic, and KD are rightfully frontrunners for the award right now, and deservedly so due to how otherworldly that they've been. However, it's a common theme at this point for Paul George to perform very well and for it to go unnoticed. And in the grand scheme of things, it just further proves that reputation sticks in the minds of the masses, even though recent evidence suggests a different story. This exact thing applies to Dwight Howard, who not so long ago was undisputably the best big in the league and even led the Magic to the finals in 2009. However, despite winning 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards and already having a Hall of Fame career by year 10, he didn't even make the top 75 list. For PG, the amount of respect he's currently getting is nowhere near the disrespect he got for those underwhelming playoff performances, and in my humble opinion, I think that needs to change. Paul George is too great of a two-way player for us to just ignore the great season he had last season and to ignore what he's doing this year. And just as I say with all great players, enjoy them while they're still here, because you never know which game will be their last. That's it for the video, and I appreciate each and every one of you for watching up to this point. If you haven't already, be sure to destroy the like button, as each like only takes a second of your time, but helps boost the video and the algorithm. If you enjoyed it, then feel free to subscribe to the channel and share this video with another basketball lover like yourself. Additionally, comment down below your favorite Paul George moment or favorite season, and just also your current MVP standings and where PG falls within it. Hope to see you guys in the next one, and stay tuned.